Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
All right, we kick off what you think might be just a random Friday broadcast in June. It's summertime, basically. It's hotter than you know what. Mr. Humidity has shown up like crazy. So you're probably thinking dog days of sports, they're just grinding to get to football season. Not quite. A lot of stuff going on. Terry Norvelle here. We hope to hear from Patrick Young as he is making his way back from Charlotte. He had a big speaking engagement with the Truist folks. We hope to hear from Patrick as we go today. Brent Beaird scheduled to join us somewhere around 5 o'clock. We got a lot of stuff to cover with Brent Beaird as well. We welcome Casey Kurtz, our producer, in. Casey, NBA Finals last night, Game 1. From the NBA's perspective, that could not have gone any better, could it? I mean, trying to keep a series interesting and trying to keep your product, the NBA, in front of the sports fan in America, the ending, it couldn't have gone any better, could it?
Yeah, it was. I think it's exactly what you wanted. Exciting, and I bet a lot of people gave up on it.
Yeah.
About halfway through, but hopefully you found your way back, and a big win for the NBA.
Yeah, for people that don't know what really transpired, Casey, you had a clear underdog as we welcome Patrick Young. Hey, Pat.
What's happening?
Hey, buddy, we're just getting started, obviously, on the show. Lead topic was last night's game in the NBA. What a perfect, and Casey, I want to get your thoughts as well. What a perfect start to the finals for the NBA. You had, number one, you had a clear underdog, Indiana. I mean, I saw them, Casey, 9-10-point underdog going into last night's game. So you guys, you had a clear underdog on the road, hit the game-winning buzzer beater to move on to Game 2. The entire nation's going to watch Sunday night now. I mean, Patrick, go first. What a perfect start if you're the NBA to the finals.
Yeah, so I was at a Perfect Rack Billiards here in Jacksonville celebrating a buddy's birthday. And
nice.
We were watching the game, and I told him, all my ties to OKC, why I want them to win. And, it was a loud play, so it was kind of hard to, really stay locked in.
Yeah.
But I can see, I'm following the score as it's going. I'm like, oh, yeah, look at the Thunder. Getting up there. A lot of steals on the Pacers, turnovers in that game. And then you just slowly see that lead.
Yeah.
Just start to trickle away. And I wasn't following close enough to see who the prime suspect was, but I did see the final play. And
of course,
man, Tyrese Halliburton, he has put himself into a place where he can be called a superstar now. He definitely can.
I agree. And Casey, you're probably aware, a lot of people watching may not be aware, last night, the shot that Halliburton made that went through, the game winner, that was the only lead Indiana had.
Yeah.
Casey, all night.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. And Oklahoma City is going to be, depending on how the series plays out, going to be real upset to drop that one. But I had it on.
Gosh.
I was working on other stuff, and then I kind of glanced up. I was like, oh, they're down 9. Oh, they're down 7.
Yeah.
Oh, this is happening. So then I locked in. But yeah, man, wild stuff in Game 1.
You guys went further than me. I turned it on. I got settled last night at home. We get off there at 6. I ran a few errands, got settled, got some food. Didn't want to cook. Got some take-home food. As I settled in, I'm checking a little bit. It just didn't feel like it was going to be a competitive game. And I kind of gave up in the first quarter, started watching some news, this and that, kind of went to bed. I kind of went to bed. How about the Pacers had 24 total turnovers, guys, but 19 were in the first half. How do you overcome? How do you not get blown out? They only had 5. They got themselves together. Casey, 19 first half turnovers.
Wow.
In an NBA Finals game, you should have been buried by 30 at that point. 19.
Yeah, so true. 19. Wow.
I mean, they were down big, but they somehow figured it out. But yeah, it was an ugly first half.
They only turned it over, Patrick, 5 times in the second half, and there they came. They scored 66 in the second half. They had a 66-point second half, and I think it was a 35-point fourth quarter to take it over. But, Patrick, 24 total turnovers, and you somehow spit the hook out and got a win. How about that?
Yeah. I didn't, I know Andrew Nembhard, man, like, it's just so crazy seeing him in
agree.
the NBA final. I mean, like, just awesome. And he's a great defender, man. Like, he put the clamps on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander without fouling the last shot that he took. Knocked down some big shot. It was crazy, man. It just like was a game where it just looked so ugly for the Pacers for a bit.
Really
that,
good.
Them challenging that out of bounds, that was so weird.
Yeah.
Like it was that was clearly not a foul. And it was like Siakam, that's what drives you crazy with NBA players sometimes, or like guys in general. I didn't touch the ball. It wasn't what? Every time. Gosh.
No doubt. Hey, you mentioned SGA guys. Sometime you got to make the right shot. I mean, SGA, he had 38, I think, last night. 38, I think, but he missed the big shot, right? He makes that, they're up 3 instead of 1, and they probably win. And I'm not blaming him, but Casey, he had 38, I believe it was, last night, and his fan base is going, well, he didn't make that 17-footer. It was kind of a weird in-between shot, wasn't it? But you got to make that. You got to make that if you're the guy, right?
If you're the MVP of the league, you got to make that.
You got to make Patrick.
I think he could have taken it. I mean, I don't think he took the best shot that he could have taken.
Yeah.
It was a really tough shot he took.
Yeah. I want to go back to Andrew Nembhard, and I don't want to just turn this into a Barry Mike White, but, when Mike White, the Georgia basketball coach, when he was at Florida, I had issues with the way – I like the guy. He seemed like a nice guy. He had Andrew Nembhard for 2 years, guys. And, Pat, you probably remember this, Casey, you as well. When Andrew Nembhard was at Florida, he was a huge recruit, by the way. Everybody in the country wanted him. He could have gone to 1 million schools. He signs with Mike White in Florida. And I watched Andrew Nembhard run the point for the Florida Gators, and he would dribble the ball across the half-court line, and then he would get into the front court at Florida, and he would pound the ball on the court, dribble. And you could tell this was his head coach telling him how to run the offense. He beat the ball down and dribbled, and with about 8 seconds, it was fire drill, go score a basket. It was the way and then in case I'll give you first crack at this. You remember he transferred out, went to Gonzaga. Yeah. And he was the starting point guard for a couple of years. Gonzaga nearly won a national title. But Gonzaga, they scored. They were like the second leading scoring team in America at like 85 a game because Nembhard got to run. It was like holding Secretariat back. For God's sakes, Casey, I'll never forget Mike White for that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I guess it shows you that there's, multiple ways to do something would be the best way to describe it. And
I guess.
You got to figure out the best way to use your players. It's not always just this is my way, we're going to do it. And I think that's how you see coaches, like, adapt and learn, because you can still learn as a coach and get better. Like, do what's better for the player, not what's better for your system. Yeah. Maybe change your system.
Well said. And, Patrick, you remember it. When Nembhard when he went to Mark Few's team, Mark Few ran him up and down. He ran up and down the court. They averaged 85 a game. It was. I was going, why did Mike White? Now, I'll blame Nembhard a little bit. He signed with Mike White. It wasn't like Mike White changed his style of coaching. They were always applauding. So why did Nembhard sign with Mike White in the first place? Patrick, thoughts on Nembhard at Gonzaga?
Thank you, sir. I was speaking on it last night, and I say, Andrew Nembhard, I don't think he makes the NBA if he stays with Mike White.
Absolutely, totally agree.
I don't think he gets drafted. I don't think he gets drafted, and there's a lot of aspects you want to look at it because part of it, you want to say like any player should be able to fit into a system, but that's not true. That's not true on styles of play. Like Nembhard, Casey Hill, Chris Chiozza, those were fast. Like, could you imagine trying to have those guys say, hey, I want you to play slow.
Yeah, back it up. Back it down.
You're taking their strength away. And Andrew Nembhard, he actually was probably one of the best shooting point guards that Florida ever had. Well, you see him. I'll say this: I saw him at Gonzaga, I'm like, there was a lot of times because you see him for 2 years at Florida, and you're like, he can't make that shot. Bang. Okay, yes, I didn't know he had that. I didn't know he could do that either. And then at a certain point, like, dang, Mike White, did you really just hold this dude back, man? Like, come on.
How about that statement, Casey, that Patrick just made? And I agree with him. Had Nembhard stayed another year or two at Florida, he's probably not in the NBA.
He's definitely not in the NBA.
I mean, he looked like just a slow, plodding 6'5" point guard, and you knew that wasn't him. But I got to ask the question, though, again. He had to know what style Mike White coached. Why did he sign with Florida?
I don't know, man. I mean, he probably, he's Canadian, so.
Canadian.
That is interesting. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. I think Coach White, when he came from Louisiana Tech, I think their offense was a little bit faster paced. I just don't know what happened when he got to Florida. His offense was like,
I know.
I can't really tell you what it was because he only had maybe one season where he had guys that could all really shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Man, and wasn't another one of his things, like, how many years of terrible free throw shooting did Mike White's teams have?
I know.
Terrible free throw shooting. Always
just,
in like the bottom 4 of the league.
I just can't watch Nembhard on the court. I always go back to Mike White had him walk the ball up the court, pound the ball on the deck, and pound it on the deck, and pound it on the deck, and 8 seconds, get into your 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Okay, guys, go make a basket. And I was like, let Secretariat, at some point you got to let Secretariat run, right? You got to let the horse run. Hey, guys, staying with the NBA. Number one, and Casey, you can speak to this a little bit better than us, is Sunday night, and I'm a novice gambler. Patrick Young is a novice. We're rookies, okay? I'm not saying you're a big gambler, Casey, but you're a big gambler to us.
I mean,
Okay?
To us, you are.
Sunday night, my God, I hope I don't lose people money by saying this, but guys, jump on this, yay or nay. Sunday night, wouldn't you have to put $1 billion on Oklahoma City winning Game 2 on their court after what happened? Casey, go first.
$1 billion is a lot.
Casey, go lose people money first. Go, Casey.
Listen, I'm not going to do that because Vegas still has them as a 10.5 point favorite after what happened to them last night.
No. I'm saying OKC to win. Right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, my God, there's no way OKC's not going to win Sunday. The whole world's watching.
No way.
Right? Casey, speak to that. Yeah, that angle.
There's no way they're not going to win that game.
Listen, maybe that's why you guys aren't professional gamblers, because the motto of they can't possibly lose tends to lose people money sometimes.
It doesn't work in gambling.
So, I mean, listen, you can try it. They probably do get it done. They're the better team, and they should have got it done last night if they made literally one more shot somewhere in the massive runs that Indiana had. But
God, you got to believe they're going to win Sunday night, though, right? My God, OKC's got to win that game. Patrick, speak to it.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody absolutely has had OKC as their favorite. There's been a few. There's just been a few that have picked the Pacers to win it all. And I mean, gosh, I think this is going to be one of those great series that we're going to see.
Wow, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming.
So.
I didn't see that coming. Did you guys? And Casey, wait a minute. Casey and Patrick, I got an idea.
No.
I got an idea, guys. Hold on. Let me explain. Casey, here's my idea. If it is such a guaranteed win this Sunday night, 8 o'clock tip-off, NBA, Oklahoma City has got to beat Indiana. It's Free money,
It's gotta
easy
happen,
money.
man.
Hey, Casey, here's my idea. And Pat, you keep your ears on.
Casey, can I give you some money?
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going. Casey, Casey, I think we need to get Patrick to empty out the savings. Patrick, empty your savings. It's guaranteed, Patrick. Let's put your money on this, Patrick. Casey, what do you think?
I mean, no, but like let's just play this out for fun. In your world, Terry, how much I know you're not going to, but like let's say you put I don't know, $50.
Yeah.
It pays out $8.33. Like you're not making any money here.
Well, Patrick's got like $1 million in the bank. Patrick, it's guaranteed, man. Casey, can you bang in there? What would 100,000 pay out if you put
100,000 or $1 million? Because $1 million would pay out It would pay out 166,000.
Pat, you got to do it.
Hey, that's
man.
really not that much for it. I mean, that's great to win it, but it's not like
Pat, it's guaranteed.
They're minus 600. The whole world thinks they're going to win.
You're right.
Pat, it's guaranteed. So
you're making me want to bet on Indiana for no reason.
Pat, take your money out, dude. It's guaranteed. We got to do it, and we got to do your money, Pat. We got to do it.
Oh my God.
Pat, you're a millionaire now, right? You're in that tax bracket now, right?
What are you talking about, man? I don't know anything about. Sure, and the IRS is not listening to this show at all. I make right,
dude.
I make $7 an hour.
I'm with you, brother. I'm a $20,000 a year guy. That's
Man.
It's consistent.
I don't know how we get by, man. It's tough.
It is hard. It is hard. Hey, a couple of other NBA things, and we'll wrap up. But I want to get a couple scores out real quick. College baseball. My goodness gracious! Did you see what North Carolina just opened up a can in their super regional opening game at noon? They ended up beating Arizona. What was it? 18-2 was the final. Yeah, 18.
Yes, 18-2.
18-2, North Carolina. They need one more win over Arizona. Arizona made the tough cross-country trip. So that game's final. The active game right now in the Super Regionals as they all start today. Top of the third, Louisville hosting Miami. Louisville leading 2-0. And that's a ACC matchup there. Florida State, first pitch, 6 p.m. tonight. The Noles will open up tonight at 6 p.m., so we'll be just going off the air when they start. The Noles, no matter what, they will play again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So FSU, 6 o'clock first pitch, and then the late game tonight in the baseball Super Regionals. Auburn will host Coastal Carolina at 9 o'clock. Guys, real quick, back to the NBA. A lot of talk. Obviously, all the NBA people are together with the finals, all your power brokers, Silver and everybody. They're talking expansion. Seattle, Las Vegas. I think the NBA is in a good spot to expand because they've got a great talent pool. You know, I rip on the NBA, the NFL. How's the NFL going to expand anywhere, locally or globally, until they get better quarterback play? Well, guys, I think the NBA's got plenty of talent worldwide to expand.
I think so.
Your thoughts, Patrick? Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, I agree. No, without it. How much? Because I saw how many teams what was he talking about? Maybe
they're talking about 2. They're talking about Seattle and Vegas might be the leaders if they expand by 2.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, 2 teams. I think you can for sure find a team that's better than Charlotte Hornets right now, or the who's even worse. I mean, and look, and people might talk about having star power and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Wembanyama is on the Spurs, and they've been awful his first 2 years.
Yeah,
they've been awful.
I think there's plenty of talent to go around worldwide now in the game of the game of basketball has expanded, Casey. I think so much. Conversely, I don't think the NFL is even close to having enough talent to expand. But Casey, your thoughts on our premise here?
I mean, listen, I'm not arguing that there's enough talent. That's obvious. And Patrick would know that better than any of us. But what I question is the whole Washington Wizards exist. The whole Spurs exist. Are there really 2 people that want to be owners that are going to try?
Yeah.
Because we've got owners that aren't trying.
I'm with you.
I'm not arguing the talent.
I'm with you.
But
I feel that. That's fair.
I'm with that is fair, but those owners that they find to get these 2 new franchises, I think they'll look at the P&L and go, the TV networks pay us how much just for existing?
Yeah.
And our cut is how much? But no, I think the basketball world is in a good world because of worldwide talent. The other thing that came out today, and obviously a lot of stuff's going to come out the next week or so because all the NBA guys are together. The finals are going on, and you're commissioner. The NBA has announced, I don't know if it's going to happen next All-Star game, but they've, and Pat, I'll let you go first. I think this is a great idea. The NBA has announced that they're going to adjust the All-Star game. The days of your standard East versus West, and it's 175 to 100, those days are over. They're going to do a format kind of like what hockey did. And they're going to say the American team talent against kind of the world team talent.
Yeah.
I love that idea because the NBA All-Star game for 20 years now has been unwatchable. Patrick, your thoughts first.
I know. Are there enough foreign All-Star caliber players?
I would think.
To complete a roster?
I would think,
so automatically we know Giannis, Nikola, Luka. Then maybe
Wemby.
Shai Gilgeous.
SGA would be Canadian, right? Yeah.
We got 5.
I'll take that team right now. I'll take it.
I know, right?
Sold.
Cool. Sold. Absolutely. Come on, Casey. Come on. Terry, no basketball players.
No,
Siakam. He's been an All-Star. He's been an All-Star before.
And you only need 12 or 13. You don't need 100, right? They're not playing a season.
Maybe Rudy Karl Anthony Towns. He's not American.
Yeah.
And then, maybe Rudy Gobert, maybe.
Yeah, but the concept is what Casey, what hockey did, and Lord knows I don't know hockey, but I know that new hockey series or whatever they did in the middle, that grabbed everybody's attention.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah. I watched a lot of it. I think it's cool for if this is the model, there's a bunch of fringe all-star guys that may not have been I don't even know if Bradley Beal's been an all-star, but my point is the Bradley Beal caliber players who are very good, probably deserving of an all-star nod or two at some point, didn't get in because when you've got, everybody on the same teams. But now if you're doing an international team, then there's some guys from the States that'll, probably should have been there at some point when they'll be in there, and that'll be cool.
And from a show off your product to the world, man, that'll be great, won't it? I mean, Europe and Asia will be watching this and rooting for their guys, and just a great brand show-off for the NBA, I think. I love it. I love it. I mean, we talked the other day about the dunk part of All-Star Weekend in the NBA is the dunk contest. Part of All-Star Weekend in Major League Baseball is the home run derby. Both of those have kind of run their course. There's only so much you can do with the dunk. The dunk contest is boring now. And really, watching big dudes hit the ball over the fence is kind of boring now. So I think they need stuff for these All-Star weekends. I love the NBA's theory right here. I love it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a minority. All right, let's take a break here. Off and running. We'll continue. Hey, we've got a national championship that will be handed out tonight. College softball final game, one way or the other. Texas Tech. Man has college fast pitch softball, women's softball. It has just.
She just signed another 7-figure contract.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Kennedy, the great pitcher for Texas Tech, who will be on the mound tonight, 8:00. Texas versus Texas Tech. We'll break that down a little bit, but man, has women's fast pitch softball it's like pickleball right now. It's everywhere. Everybody's watching.
Hoping as you messaged me. I'm buddies with Coach Tim Walton and waiting to hear back from him. He can talk to us on the show about what's coming down the line with softball. And I mean, we're probably going to ask him a bunch of dumb questions.
Yeah,
but when it comes to learning the game, but that's okay. That's what we do.
What a great time. I told a buddy of mine today as we go to break that I don't have any money. If I had any money and this women's softball league that is backed by the Major League Baseball organization, if that was a stock, I'd buy some of that stock right now. I think this fast pitch league is going to take off. It may take a while.
It's going to do well.
I think it's going to take off.
Do well.
Super Regional Baseball, World Series tonight in softball. Major League Baseball, my God, the Braves are making a desperate move, but they have to do something. A lot of baseball talk. Brent Beaird comes up at 5 o'clock. A lot to do on a Friday. Stay with us right here on the Young and Norvelle Show, coming to you on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
So I had a parent meeting year 2 and told the parents, look, I know there's 15 of us. There'll be more that will come. The younger ones will come up and they'll be fine. And, we'll win state championships. And when I tell you they laughed at me to the point of tears, I'm not exaggerating.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page.
Hey, a couple of quick announcements as we welcome you back to the Young and Norvelle Show right here on Action Sports Jacks. Casey Kurtz producing, Patrick Young hanging around. We'll have Brent Beaird about 5 o'clock. I'm Terry Norvelle. Number one, Basketball Academy, their summer camps are rolling along. They're 9 weeks of summer camps, and they're kind of weekly camps. So they got started. They got started on May 27th. They run all the way through August 4th. Coach Jim Martin and his entire very, very qualified staff, they put on these camps 9 weeks. If you've got a basketball player in your life, no matter what level, where you want that basketball player to go, they have a camp to fit that player's needs, working on skills, shooting, rebounding, basketball fundamentals, competitive drills, live scrimmages. Maybe you've got a basketball player that's going to try out for the middle school team coming up in a couple of months. Maybe they're trying out for the high school team, or they're already playing high school ball and they want to elevate their game. They think they've got college talent. Well, you can't go wrong. Jacksonville Basketball Academy.com is the website. Google Jacksonville Basketball Academy.com. You'll get all the information for all the different levels and different age groups. So your basketball player will not be put in over his or her head. They'll be in the right area, the right skill level to improve their basketball. Again, all the information and the camps go on through August, early August. Jacksonville Basketball Academy.com. You'll be glad you checked that place out. Patrick Young, I think you can speak for that Jacksonville Basketball Academy, can't you?
Yeah, certainly. And one thing to add on to Coach Martin, I think they have about 21 AAU teams.
Nice.
So there's a opportunity outside of camps to become a part of a team. I don't know all the details, but it's something that they run throughout the summer, and they've become, pretty much the leaders in basketball, everything basketball when it comes to development, camps, AAU in Jacksonville.
Yeah, well said. Well said. So for more information, if you're out there going, hey, man, I want my youngster, my basketball playing son or daughter, obviously any grade from like third grade through high school, they can take good care of you. Check out everything they can do, how to get in contact. Jacksonville Basketball Academy.com. Speaking of mini camps and camps, Jaguars next week, Patrick. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mandatory mini camp, and Wednesday is kind of open to the public. You got to go on the Jaguars site and kind of register. They're going to limit it, but hearing pretty good things. Everything this time of year is pretty good out of every camp, though, right? You're hearing good things?
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But Jacksonville Jaguar mandatory mini camp. So if you're healthy, you have to be out there. And Wednesday is the open kind of fan day. So go to the Jaguars. They will limit it, how many can get out there. Hey, Pat, you mentioned the great pitcher candidate for Texas Tech. News came out, obviously, tonight is the championship game. Either Texas or Texas Tech will win the softball national championship. She'll be on the mound, Kennedy. She's the first $1 million softball player, and she just signed a new deal. So that means she's
another
coming.
$1 million.
Yeah, she's coming back to Texas Tech. And, it's really a situation where until this new professional league pops up for softball, and if they pay big money, I don't know if they will, Kennedy really has no option but to come back if she wants to keep making money, right, this year.
Oh, it would make no sense for her to
walk away.
They're not going to be paying $1 million.
Yeah.
In this AUSL quite yet. That, and I feel like that's going to take some time for this league to grow.
Yeah.
And who knows? You hope those numbers get up to that high, but you got to be realistic.
Will take some time, I think. I totally agree. It's going to take some time. So, man, you people out there that don't like NIL, and certainly, I guarantee you, they're in the past there were some Texas Tech fans that said NIL, it's terrible, it's going to kill. Well, Texas Tech is one of the more active football NIL schools, and they're damn sure in softball. You don't think Texas Tech softball loves NIL? That's how they got this pitcher from Stanford.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely. Casey, we were
sure
on.
She was making $0. And if you're wondering, I'm pretty sure she was making $0 at Stanford.
A solid zero, I think it was. Yeah, a solid zero. Casey, we were on the air a little bit as the Braves were collapsing. Was that a day game yesterday? Yeah, I think it was because
when they gave up like 7 or 8 runs.
Yeah,
that's correct.
What was it, Casey?
7 in the ninth to Toulouse.
Yeah, up 10-4 at home. The Braves give up 7 in the ninth to lose, and then they jump on a plane and head out. They're playing at San Francisco, a good baseball team. That's tough enough. Did you see? And the Braves almost had to try something. This may not be the answer, but they called up a 37-year-old former reliever, Kimbrel, who's the save leader, but he's 37 for God's sakes, from Gwinnett, the AAA. But Casey, you got to try something. Their bullpen has been so miserable.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, Craig Kimbrel is probably a Hall of Famer. I don't know what he's got left in terms of that career, but I think it's pretty well established they can't get any worse.
Yeah.
So if Bro could just not give up 7 in the 9th, then they got a shot. I mean, get somebody out one time.
Yeah.
I think he can do that.
Yeah, and the wheels have really, really fallen off for the Braves. And Casey, I'll leave this with you. Is it? I mean, they've hit it pretty well. Their starting pitching, even though they just lost another starter a week ago, or so, their starting pitching hasn't been terrible, has it? Has it been bullpen?
Yeah, their bullpen's terrible. Their starting pitching's fine,
and that's killing.
It's fine's probably stretched. It's decent. Yeah. It's good enough. Their bullpen is atrocious.
God dang, man! The Braves are 27-34. They're 7 games under 500. They're 11 games out. They're in 4th place now. The Nationals have gotten ahead of the Braves, and the Braves, they're 11 out. The Marlins are trying to catch the Braves right now, Patrick. The Marlins, for God's sakes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Braves are almost in the cellar in their division. So tough time for the Braves. All right, some baseball stuff I want to get to before top of the hour. We'll get Brent Beaird on.
The Beardster.
The Beardster is on. Yeah. Hey, Pat, you've probably had to travel after a disappointing loss. How about the Braves?
Yeah,
I want to go back to this. Last night, the Braves, scuffling as they are, by the way, they got booed at home last night. The Boo Birds were out in the night. Yeah, Casey. The Boo Birds were out in Atlanta on the Braves last night. So, Patrick, the Braves give up 7 they're up by 6 in the 9th inning. They give up 7 and lose by a run. Then they have to get on a plane and fly to San Francisco all night. How tough is that, Patrick? Oh, God. Cross country.
I don't know. I think baseball players kind of like, you got to have a quick memory, a short memory.
Short, yeah.
So that
lot of games.
That implosion of a loss doesn't turn into a sweep going out there to San, because then that's going to be an even longer flight back home, won't it?
Oh, yeah. I think they're going to Milwaukee next. But that is a tough get on the plane after that loss. Yeah, Casey, sure. I will ask you this, though. How about at some point last night, the Braves blow the lead. You guys know Truist Park. They have to then, I guess, they get on a bus or two. They get a police escort to the airport, right? The big Atlanta airport. And, professional teams, they don't go in the airport. They drive right on the tarmac. Casey, right. At some point last night, probably around midnight, when the Braves bus is pulling onto the tarmac to get on the plane to go to San Francisco, if you're one of those relief pitchers for the Braves, are you kind of slow walking because you may get pulled aside and said, hey, Hernandez, hey, Iglesias, you don't really need to get on that plane. Casey, what about it?
I mean, 2 schools of thought. The first is you get on right away so they can't pull you off.
Yes.
Or if you kind of establish that it's not going well, yeah, maybe you slow roll it. Like, you sure?
You're like, get up on that? You know what? Do I really want to fly all the way to San Francisco, not pitch at all because I've basically been cut?
Yeah.
Or, hey, Casey makes a good point. You either get on, Patrick, you either get on the plane really quick and you hug the seat in front of you and you don't let go, right? Or you're like, dude, I know I'm about to get cut. Let me slow walk, man. Because isn't that walk, if you get on the plane and they go, hey, Hernandez, hey, Iglesias, isn't that kind of like the walk of shame if you got to walk across your teammates and get off?
It sure is.
And you got a deplane? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God.
Without a doubt.
All right. A couple more notes. How about this? The Braves, they are 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 4 in a row. And this could have been a period where they could have gained some games. I looked at their division. Everyone has lost at least one game. If you look at the streaks they have, every streak in the NL East is L something. L1, L4, L3. So the Braves could have made some ground up right now. But, of course, they're 2-8. Some series I want to keep an eye on.
Aren't the Mets leading that division?
Yeah, the Mets are still up top. And the right, Casey? The Mets are still up top, and the Phillies and the Mets have been ping-ponging it back and forth.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of that, but the Mets are still up top 1.5 games.
1.5, and it's going to be Phillies Mets, right? That's the race. That's the race. Casey and I, Patrick, were talking about, we're kind of hitting that period where I know they play a lot of games, but it's almost throw in the towel or not. You got the trade deadline coming up on the 31st. Are you a buyer or are you a seller? Casey, you and I talked about Boston. Boy, the Red Sox are struggling. Oh, by the way, when you're struggling, the last thing you want to do is open up a weekend series at the Yankees. How about that?
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, the Red Sox at the Yankees. I'll tell you a quiet series this weekend that has two really good teams, and both teams are very under the radar, I think. Casey, I'll let you speak to this if you can. Mm-hmm. How about the Cubs at Detroit?
Yeah.
That's two division leaders. Are both of those franchises, why are they so under the radar?
Yeah, I mean, Detroit, because, Detroit, they've been terrible forever, and they don't have star power. Like, if I told you the good players on your team, they'd be like, who is Kerry Carpenter? But he's very good.
I wouldn't know him if he walked in and slapped Patrick right in the face.
Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't slap Patrick.
Yeah, and slap Patrick right in the face. I wouldn't even know him.
It would be surprised. I mean, I think we'd ask some questions. Who is that guy?
Yeah.
But,
who is that guy that slapped Patrick Young in the face?
It could or
could
that's
not
the
major league pitcher for the who?
Tigers.
Tigers.
Could be a Tiger. I think the Cubs do get a little more credit, maybe not in Jacksonville, but like the Cubs, they went and got Kyle Tucker. That was a big move. They have prospects that they've brought up. Matt Shaw was their top guy. He's up now. So I think the Cubs have a little more love, and I think they'll continue to get that, but it's not like the Yankees or the Mets or anything.
But I don't know this for a fact, guys, but just along the we don't get any respect card, Cubs division leader at Detroit division leader this weekend. I don't know this for a fact, but I would guess Sunday Night Baseball, Red Sox at the Yankees.
Well, of course.
Right. Isn't that a rule, Patrick? The Red Sox and Yankees.
It's got to be a rule. Yeah. Always.
That's all they do. A couple other baseball notes I want to get to before we get out of here on this segment, and we'll welcome Brent Beaird around the top of the hour. Here's a nice series, I think, as well. And Casey, I'll let you speak to this. Dodgers at St. Louis.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's nice. St. Louis, second place. And
St. Louis is decent. Dodgers, they're great, but they still need to figure some stuff out. Cardinals have a chance to get them, and honestly, the Dodgers could help out the Cubs if they could beat them a couple times.
Yeah. And, Patrick, you know this. We've had fun at the Rockies' expense all year. I think everybody's had fun. But
everybody but the Rockies themselves.
Everybody but the Rockies. But are the Rockies saying, hold my beer? Are they making their run? The Rockies have a 3-game winning streak going on. They swept the Marlins, Patrick, the other day. They got 3 games. And they're facing the Mets are going to the snake pit known as the Rockies Stadium. Are the Rockies making a move right now, Patrick? They've won 3 in a row.
No. I'm going that the Rockies already said, hey, let's just throw this one in at the beginning of the season, and everybody else is going to catch in.
Are you sure? Are you sure? You sure they didn't just trick the rest of the league? They're making their run now, Patrick.
They waited a long time to turn it around.
Patrick,
talk about drama.
Hey, 12-50. Are they making their move? Are they going to the whip?
Terry, how many games are left? 20 and 50, so about 70, 80, 90 games. Somewhere around, say 80 games left.
Here come the Rockies.
Could you imagine if they won, I don't know, 60 out of the remaining? Like if they went 60 and 20 the last 80?
Wouldn't that be great? Here come the Rockies.
That put them at 500, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're
close to it.
The Rockies are a smooth 25.5, and they welcome the division-leading Mets to the ball yard tonight.
25.5.
Oh my! Hey, everybody in the world, I think, other than Rocky fans, if there are there any Rockies fans?
I think there's 2 or 3.
6. Everybody in the world was mad at the Marlins for Come on, Marlins. We're trying to get the Rockies across the finish line with the worst record in the history of Major League Baseball. And the damn Marlins lose 3 at home, Patrick. That was in Miami. God's sakes. God.
Selfish.
Yes. Last baseball series I want to talk about, or baseball game, actually. Series. We'll call it a series. Kansas City, the Royals, our boy Jack Caglione got his first hit, Patrick. They're at the White Sox this weekend. There's got to be some hits in there, right?
Yeah. Oh, my
Caglione.
gosh. What a perfect team for him to play his first
Yes.
game.
I feel that way, yes. Casey, there's got to be some Caglione hits over the week. He's got to hit his first home run this weekend, right?
If not, send him back down. The White Sox suck.
Yeah. Casey said if not, send him back. I love it.
Base hit.
Yeah, what is it? He's only like 1 for 10 right now, hitting like 77. But he has hit the ball hard. I have to admit, he's hit the ball well in these 2 games. Is it 2 games? 3 games? 2 games?
They had a doubleheader last night. I don't know if he played in both, but
yeah, he did. He went 0 for the second game. He definitely went. So he's only like 1 for 5 or 1 for 11 or 12. He's hit it well, Patrick. Though he's hit it hard. He hit a double for his only hit to drive in a run. So a lot of pressure on that guy. A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
The Kansas City's pretty. And speak to this, Casey. Kansas City's a pretty good baseball team.
They are.
They're probably not going to win the World Series. They have aspirations of a wild card, and they need what Caglione does: hit the long ball. Right.
Yeah.
So a little pressure on this guy, but that comes with the being the 5th pick, though, right, Casey?
yeah, I mean, there's a lot to that. And
Yeah.
listen, the Royals are good. Like, they have a lot of quality players. They need power because they've got Michael Garcia is a good base hit guy. Bobby Witt's obviously incredible. Jonathan India has been okay for them. So, yeah, they need power. Pasquantino hasn't hit for much power this year. They need Caglione to do it.
And he's playing some outfield, Patrick, as well as DH. And they would love to play him in right field. He's been in right field a little bit. You got to believe he can handle that. Patrick, before we go to break, I want to go back to the NBA. One of the high profile franchises obviously will always be the New York Knicks. I mean, they're in New York. You know, there's a little story popping up on ESPN. Obviously, they're looking for a coach, and supposedly the Knicks may be looking for permission to talk to Jason Kidd, who's the coach at Dallas. You know.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on Jason Kidd? I don't know a lot about NBA coaches. Jason Kidd may be getting a little interview with the Knicks.
It seems like he's done a decent job. I mean, he had Luka for a good amount of his time there, and he helped Jalen Brunson develop and become the player he is. You know, I just think it's tough for the coach. You know, I'm sure he probably loves the organization and, you know, getting this chance to potentially coach Cooper Flagg and what that can mean for him and coaching AD. But New York is New York, man. Like, that obviously you go there's a lot more pressure on New York than there is in Dallas. But like, as you said, one of the most storied historical franchises that, you know, I think they bring a coach in that's ready to win right now. Like, you don't fire Tibbs unless you think, like, no, this is like, we like our core. We don't want to change up too much, but we don't think the coach was enough to get us through that line. So they're expecting whoever it is to be like a guy that can get them over that hump. And especially working with Karl Anthony Towns. You know, he kind of was so up and down in that last series.
Man, he's a Cat, though, man, watching more of him than I have in a long time in the NBA. Obviously, I watched him at Kentucky. Man, he's a load. He's a load. And,
man,
and like every NBA.
Size 20.
Does he?
Size 20 shoe. Yeah.
And like all these NBA guys, I'm a broken record. The way they get into that league and they find a 25, 26-foot jump shot. I don't know. I mean, Cat at Kentucky, Julius Randle at Kentucky. I could go through a million big guys that I watched in college basketball that were good college basketball players. But I would guess Karl Anthony Towns at Kentucky probably took less than 20 3-point shots. But he gets to the NBA and he gets in that corner and he makes 3-point shots. I don't know how they do it. Julius Randle, left-hander at Kentucky. Did you play against him, Pat, or just miss him?
Yeah, he was not. He was not. I played against him one. Yeah, he was a part of that team that we beat 3 times in a row.
Uh-huh. But you never had to go cover him at the 3-point line. He wasn't a 3-point shooter.
Nope. No. But Anthony Davis, he did.
Yeah. But I watched Julius Randle this playoff like everybody else. There were times Julius Randle would camp out in that right corner and make 3-point. I'm like, where the hell do these guys learn how to shoot when they get to the NBA? These big guys.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Unbelievable. And Patrick, again, your college career made 3-pointers were how many?
0.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, if I knew that answer, I wouldn't have asked the question to put you on the spot like that. I'm sorry, Patrick. You accept my apology?
No.
Sorry, Patrick. Hey, you could ask me.
Even a little bit.
Hey, you could ask me. Hey, big boy, how many home runs did you hit in college baseball? 2.
No, here's a better one.
2.
Hey, big boy, how many slappers did you put out there, Terry?
About 1,000.
Because I know you were a slapper. You're one of those softball runner slapper hitters. I bet you put a lot of those out there.
Yeah. Hey, I wasn't quite that bad, but I will say this. I watch that. I love the fast pitch softball game. I love it. I do have trouble watching the slap hitter though. I don't know. Do you feel that way when I see? And I understand some of them are really good at it, and that's their game. But I kind of hate when they start running out of the box and they slap and run.
I know, right?
Do you feel that way, Pat?
Hey, I won't lie to you though. When it's executed well,
yeah.
Like what's her name?
Falby for Florida.
Kendra Falby. Falby. When it's executed well, because she's so freaking fast. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about speed, Terry? I got a good one for you guys, you and Casey.
Okay.
You know, I think a lot of people forget because they didn't see it, how good Deion Sanders was in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
His speed.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it was one game. He's, batting lefty, and he's playing for the Reds. And first gets a base hit, then hits a home run, just smacked it out of there, then puts a bunt to just enough to the right of the pitcher.
Okay.
Where the second baseman and him, like one of them had to get to it fast enough, and neither one of them were fast enough.
Yeah.
Deion was that fast.
Yeah.
Deion gets on base with the bunt. He steals second. Then he steals third. And when he steals third, the catcher doesn't even throw the ball.
How about that? Well, Pat,
was like, oh, all right.
I've told the story several times. I'll tell it again real quick to reiterate what you just said. When I was at JU in the 80s, Deion was at Florida State. And he was just coming on to the FSU baseball team. And I don't think he played a lot of baseball at all. And so we played against him at JU a couple times. And Patrick, at that point, he didn't have great baseball skills. He couldn't throw real well, and he wasn't much at the plate. But at that time, when we played him at JU, his goal was to slap the ball down. He needed about 2 bounces, and it was going to be a bang-bang play at first.
That's it.
And I was a second baseman, and I was like, I creeped in a few steps, and I'm like, my God, if this guy hits a 2-hopper to me, I got to act like I'm turning to double playing. He could really, this is a dumb moment, Deion Sanders could really run. Oh, my God. And, Patrick, he was all legs. His legs came up. He was all legs, man, and
awesome.
And ran like the wind. And obviously, he spent a couple of years with the Seminole baseball team, and then got in minor league baseball, and he improved his game enough to play in the big leagues. For God's sakes, he was a big league friggin' player. That's an athlete, man. That is an athlete. Before we go to break, Casey Kurtz, I need your thought process on the true Fast pitch softball slap hitter. Do you still kind of cringe when you see the slap hitting?
No, I don't mind. It's a skill.
I don't cringe as much as I used to. I used to really cringe. I used to hate it so much, but it doesn't bother me as much as it used to.
Me too. And Casey, I totally missed on your answer right there.
I
thought you were 1,000 degrees the other way.
No, I think it's. I think at times it can be impressive. Look, you've talked about how high level softball is. You got a girl up there absolutely slinging it.
Yeah.
And I got a girl who's mid running and gonna hit the ball at the same time. People can't text and walk. This girl's hitting the ball and running.
Dude, that's a great point.
Yeah.
I know, right?
That is a great point. You're walking.
A great point.
Hey,
oh my gosh.
How many times have you been walking into a store or a gas station, and coming out against you is some moron that's they're texting, but they can't walk. They're about to run into you because they're texting and they can't walk. Casey,
I'm telling you, man, it's a skill.
I don't know, Casey. I still.
You're still not in, huh?
Casey, you're a big, strong dude. I for sure thought you were gonna the little slap run out of the box.
I like that a lot. I'd teach all of my if I was coaching softball, I'd teach that.
Last thing, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday, Patrick. I know you're on your speaking engagement. We had Kyle Crooks from Gator Sports Network who calls a lot of Gator softball, but we really brought him on to talk about softball as a whole. But of course, we talked about Gator softball as well. Did you see where? And I don't know how much is backstory that Mia Williams, the second baseman for the Gator softball team, she's thrown her name into the portal, so she's leaving Florida. Jason Williams' daughter, and real ugly. Her mother made a kind of a ugly post on social media. But yeah, Mia Williams, I don't know if it's a money thing. There's a little bit of talk that Florida and Coach Walton might have asked her to move to first base because she's not a great smooth fielding second baseman. But yeah, Mia Williams looks like will not be on the team at Florida. This kind of surprised a lot of people. Yeah, and you're talking a 20 home run hitter, but she struggles in the field.
That's Jason Williams' daughter, correct?
Yeah, that's White Chocolate's daughter. Yeah, pretty good player. Anyway, all right, Pat, what are you doing, man? Sounds like you're eating some chips. What kind of chips you got there?
I'm doing a Jimmy John's sandwich. Sorry.
Where are you going, or where are you coming from? What are we doing here with all this food?
What was I doing? This is something. I had a doctor's appointment at 2:30.
Okay.
Got there on time.
Nice.
They didn't take me back for about another 25 minutes.
Come on, doctor's office.
And then, so a nurse comes in and she does some preparation stuff. Then you got to wait for the doctor. After an hour of me waiting, I said, hey, y'all need to send a nurse back in here to, do what you need to do so I can leave. Because an hour is way too long.
Sure.
It's way too long.
Do they know who you are?
I got there on time.
Do they know who you are?
That's not what matters. Terry, I would have gotten out of there at 5:30, maybe 6 if I stayed there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you need me to call? Do you want me to call over there? I'll call over there.
Yeah.
Please
do.
You get them on. You get them on. Casey and I'll have a talking with them, right, Casey? We'll have a talking with them.
All right.
Right.
I understand doctors' offices falling behind, but they should have some type of way that they can communicate with their patients. Hey, I know your appointment is at this time. We're a little bit behind.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's an automatic text message or something that can just be a little bit more courteous because, hey, man, I want doctors to spend as much time as they need with each person, right? I want everyone to but obviously that's going to mean sometimes you got to spend some more time.
Patrick, have you ever
can't be waiting an hour and a half in the waiting room, man?
Patrick, have you ever, and remember, Patrick, God and Santa are always listening.
God and Santa.
You know
God
that, right?
Santa.
Have you ever have you ever gone to the "Do you know who I am" card?
No, I have not.
Patrick, remember, God and Santa.
I've never done it.
I've
never done that. I have never done that. No.
Were you close today?
Other people have done that for me, which is kind of crazy.
Nice.
And I have not even asked them to do it.
Pat, last thing before we let you go. Sounds like you're busy. I know you want to tear up that sandwich. How did your speaking engagement to the Truist Bank people go in Charlotte? Is everything good?
It went excellent, man. Yeah, the only negative is that downtown Charlotte is a mess. You know, we talk about Jacksonville downtown. Oh my gosh.
Really?
Like it was raining pretty hard, and they have a lot of don't turn this way, don't turn that way.
Oh boy.
And then the cops had it said no right turn, no left turn. And the cops were blocking off the intersection to go through.
I knew you were going to say that. I don't know why. Patrick, I knew when you started saying that, I knew you were going to say it said no right turn, no left turn, and you can't go straight. What do you want me to do?
And my poor mom, like she gets so nervous when she's driving somewhere else, and I get it. And her nerves, and I try not to say stuff because I know it'll make her feel bad or make her feel anxious or whatever. So I'm like, hey mom, I think you need to go that way.
Oh boy.
Oh mom, I think you just missed the turn.
Oh, you're the passenger driver. You're the passenger driver.
I've got to. I got to do it.
Hey, and she's in a room.
The speaking engagement went great. Went great. They wanted to talk about championship mindset, and these were their mortgage lenders and stuff like that, and had some great. I think you can always tell if a speaking engagement goes great. If you have Q&A, and the questions don't stop.
Nice.
So it was one of those.
Nice. And that was your first time talking to the Truist Bank people, right?
Yeah, and they said, hey, stay in touch. We hope that we can do something again with you in the future.
Nice. Sounds good. All right, my man, I'll let you mow down that sandwich. We've wrapped up an hour. I think we got Brent Beaird on. And have a good weekend. Watch a lot of baseball, softball, basketball, and we'll visit on
softball
Monday.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Lock in on softball. Can't wait.
National championship being awarded tonight. All right, PY, have a good day.
You too.
That is our buddy Patrick Young right here on the show. Appreciate his time as always. Busy guy. Busy guy. All right, 1 hour down, 1 to go. Brent Beaird should be ready to hook up with us here in the next 5 minutes or so. A lot of college sports to talk about. As we break, again, Super Regional score updates. One final from the opening of the Super Regionals in baseball. The early game at noon today was all North Carolina. They are playing good. I didn't see this coming. North Carolina, 18. Arizona 2. Final score, Carolina needs one more win to move on to Omaha. The game in progress right now from the Super Regionals. Game being hosted in Louisville by, obviously, the Cardinals. Louisville has stretched out their lead over Miami. The Hurricanes trailing Louisville 7-1. 7-1 Louisville in their opening game. Florida State tonight, first pitch 6 o'clock from Corvallis, Oregon, as they take on Oregon State, and then the night game, the late game tonight in Super Regional College Baseball, Auburn at home. Auburn's playing good ball, and they take on a dangerous Coastal Carolina team, 9 o'clock first pitch. 1 hour down, 1 to go, back in a timeout, or after a timeout with Brent Beaird.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
So I had a parent meeting year 2 and told the parents, look, I know there's 15 of us. There'll be more that will come. The younger ones will come up and they'll be fine. And, we'll win state championships. And when I tell you they laughed at me to the point of tears, I'm not exaggerating.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action Sports Jax YouTube page.
All right, there's an overhead look. That would be pretty much the overhead look of downtown Jacksonville. Wouldn't you say, Casey, for about the next 3 months, pretty much running? That's pretty much it right there. Could be rain. Probably was rain. Probably going to rain, right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it sums it up.
That sums it up. But we're waiting on Brent Beaird. We'll get up with Brent. A couple things. I've got a rookie mistake that I just committed. I'll get to in a moment. Before we do that, though, Casey, this weekend, right here on our Action Sports Jax streaming channel.
Yeah, it's busy.
You can follow the Jacksonville Sharks.
Yep.
With their huge game with Arizona.
Yep.
Armada, talk about what the programming we got
for
this
sure.
weekend.
So coming up tomorrow on Saturday at 3 o'clock, the Jacksonville Armada will be home again. This will be the women's team who are coming off a 11-0 win last week.
We call that a skunk. They skunked them.
Their goal differential right now is we'll have it for you in the broadcast in the pregame, but it's like 23-4 or something like that. Yeah, they just beat the heck out of people. And that's the plan, hopefully, for the Armada on Saturday. But, yeah, that'll be on at 3 o'clock. Stuart Weber
live
on the call, live on the network. Marcel will be directing. I'll be producing, and we'll get it going. And then that'll go till about 5 is probably when we'll be getting out of there. And then 2 hours later, back on the network, we'll be on with the Jacksonville Sharks at home. So you can watch that game until it concludes. If you're not going out to Edward Waters to watch the Armada, if you're not going to the arena to watch the Sharks, both on the network, Action Sports Jax 24/7 on the app. But the easiest way, just go on your computer, actionsportsjax.com, and it'll start playing without you even wanting it to. So
I like that. I like that a lot. That's all afternoon. Great local sports. That's kind of a grudge match with the Sharks. I mean, Arizona, the Rattlers, I think they are, and the Sharks have battled over the years. Now, tell me you got two separate crews. You're not going to make Stewart run down to.
It's different crews.
Yeah, it's different crews. All right.
The only one that's the same, unfortunately, is me.
Okay, Casey.
I'll be producing here for the Sharks as well.
Take one for the team. Casey?
Yeah, that's okay. No, I think Stewart's actually going to come in, and don't quote me on this, but watch primetime at 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. I believe it will be Stewart's grand return here because he has been out since he had his daughter. So I think that'll be the return of Stewart when he gets here.
How about that? But you're doing double duty, and
I will be here.
I mean, it's just dude. That's a lot of that. Number one, anytime you're doing anything live,
stressful.
The mental part, right? I'm dead serious. Live, I've said this to interns and stuff. I don't care if you're reading the high school bulletin on Monday through Friday. When they hit that live is live.
It is. Yeah, we found that out. Everyone's found that out the hard way. We've made some mistakes as we go, but I honestly believe Marcel's done incredible work as a director. I think he's done really cool. Well. I occasionally throw some stuff in there as the producer. Stewart's obviously on the call. Our camera people have been fantastic, and it's just it's fun. We enjoy it. We're having a good time.
With regard to the Sharks, the play-by-play side of that. Is it their people?
It's their people.
So we're just grabbing their people. Great. That's wonderful. That's a not that the soccer is not. That's a big game tomorrow with the Sharks. That is those two are kind of the bullies of that league for years.
Yep.
With regard to winning championships, we're still waiting on Brent Beaird. Casey, we're only as we're sitting here in the studio, we're probably 30 feet apart. 30, 40 feet apart. You have no idea the rookie mistake I just committed during the break. Oh my God!
I don't.
It's. I probably need to punish myself. That's why I'm bringing this up.
Okay.
I went to the BC powder. I'm a BC powder guy. Every doctor I've ever talked to scolds me about that.
Okay.
But BC powder, the packet. And so a lot of people are just revolted by that. They just, I can't. How do you do? So I'm a veteran, Casey. I mean, I am a veteran. I try not to go out of the house without a couple of those because people like you give me headaches. I know, right?
It happens.
And I pretty much took a preemptive headache because I knew I got another hour with you.
Sure.
So I took a preemptive BC. Casey, I've been doing these BC powders for too long. I open up the pack. And it's powder, hence the name BC powder. I, turn my head up and, and I only had a little bit of Propel water left. I didn't have enough to really wash it down. That is, Casey, that's a rookie. Oh my God.
Not great.
No. I don't know why I did that. I mean, I'm glad you didn't have a camera on me. My face and,
Yeah, I mean, if only these cameras actually, it's funny, these cameras don't record, I'd be able to go back and get it, but now it's, gone forever.
Well, I mean, I kind of ended up, you saw me get up a moment ago.
Is that why the door slammed?
And I might have went into the restroom.
Something happened? Yeah.
I might have washed my hands real quick, didn't use the restroom, but I cupped my hands and old school.
There's like a break room right down the hall with like a water machine.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Yeah, just go right past the sports office, turn right.
I don't know if I could have made it that far, man.
It's not close. I mean, it's some steps.
Casey, it was almost like, just for the hell of it, grabbing a big handful of sand and putting it in your mouth and not having anything to wash it down with or wash it out with.
Yeah, that's not great.
Oh, no, but I haven't done that in a long. When's the last time you did the old hand cup of water?
More recent than you would like to believe, but... Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens, for sure. I feel like I do it somewhat often, honestly.
Oh.
You do what you got to do.
We got talking. I was out with some friends the other day, and somehow we got talking about when you were a kid, and the kids nowadays have never had water on a summer day playing from a water hose.
Oh, yeah.
My God, how many gallons of water did I guzzle from any water hose?
Same. No, I'm right there with you. Absolutely.
You remember those days, right?
Oh, of course I do. Absolutely. Any hose that was available. Looking back, probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's honestly hard to believe that most of us are still alive.
And the rubber of the hose, baking all day in 98-degree weather.
That's a good point.
There's got to be something bad
Oh, there has to be.
that's mixed in with that water. I'll tell you, speaking of, as a kid, I don't care if it's baseball, basketball, you're out in the neighborhood, you're playing, you're at the park, whatever, you're in the street. The one cool thing back then, and for me, it was the 70s, 80s, 70s, pretty much. For you, it's a few decades later. But it was pretty much understood that any neighborhood house that pretty much in their front yard, if they had a hose,
Fair game.
it was okay that a kid could walk over and turn, even if that house had no kids ever.
Yes.
And it was kind of understood.
It's fair game. You just got to, from our experience, you had to make sure that you got the hose then off.
Yeah.
Because there was I do remember this. There was a slight situation with the hose not getting off and a water bill that may or may not have been very expensive for somebody. It wasn't my problem. But I do remember that coming up. But hose, fair game.
It was pretty much understood. I don't care if it was the old retired couple that their kids were long gone.
Sure.
Or it was people who just didn't choose to have kids, a single person. If you had a green water hose
fair game
on your front yard spigot, any kid in America could walk into your yard and fire that bad boy up and guzzle 50 gallons of water real quick. Yeah.
No problem.
Yes.
The good old days.
Good old days,
Yeah.
And I don't know. Hey, speaking of being your kid's time, when you're a kid and playing, we had this on with Dr. Bates. I don't know if you remember, we talked about it. Mookie Betts had a stubbed toe.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right? And that's kind of called turf toe in the athletic world. You remember there's actually an official name and description for a real stubbed toe. You know what that is, right? When you were playing in the street as a kid, baseball, football, throwing, whatever, or just racing another kid. You're doing it in the street, you're barefoot, and you're running 5 million miles an hour, and you don't pick up your foot all the way, and you stub that toe on the asphalt.
I've been there.
That's the old school stub toe.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, the little babies call it turf toe because they've got a shoe on, an athletic shoe on it.
Yeah.
Oh, Casey, and that nobody's eating dinner right now, are they? 5:15. No. Hey.
Somebody might be, but that's okay.
When you stub that toe in the street as a 12-year-old running.
It's wraps.
And that hunk of flesh is hanging. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
And, buddy, that took a good 3 weeks to even think about healing.
Yeah.
But don't forget, the next day you had to go to school and put a shoe on.
Yes.
Oh, God, the stub toe hurt.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, I would like to believe more times than not, injuries acquired playing in the street as a child are worse than most real sports injuries now.
That's a great Dr. Bates topic.
Okay, write it down.
Great doctor. And Casey, we're waiting on Brent Beaird. We're going down memory lane.
Mm-hmm.
The kids today. Let me back up. When you were a kid playing in the street, might have been 500 baseball, throwing a football, whatever, shooting a basket that is next to on the street. How many times in Casey Kurtz in your young life did you say car?
Oh. Hundreds of thousands.
Car.
Yes.
And, oh, damn it.
Yep.
Car.
That's real. That is probably the most relatable thing you could have said. Right there.
And man, you got a game of hot box going or basketball. And I mean, it means the world.
Yep.
And look, car.
That's such a great call. Yeah, no, that's I've said car many a
billion times.
Yeah.
Kids,
probably more than anything else.
Kids don't know what we're talking about, do they?
It's a shame.
The kids today would not know what we're talking about.
It's a shame. An absolute shame, but yeah.
And on top of that, how many times, and I was raised by my mom and my grandmother. She raised us, two women. How many times was I playing? I might have been 3 houses, 4 houses, 6 houses, on the block, but down wherever. And how many? I wonder what the average Terry, which means dinner. Get it, Terry. It probably took a good 3.5 yellings to get, you're in the middle of a big game. I know it's dinner time and grandma's screaming, Terry!
Yeah.
I'm coming, which that was the 30-minute warning.
Yeah, I'm not on the way.
Yes. Oh, I'm coming. I got to get my shoes. Hold on, let me get my bat.
I'm on the way is I'm not coming.
Yeah. On the way is I'm up 10-8. We're going to 11. Grandma, but we got to win by 2.
Yes. Yes, without a doubt.
And all the other kids are watching.
I've acknowledged that you've spent hours cooking, but I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
Yeah.
We're down 4, and the clock says, I don't know what, but we're down 4, and we got to play this thing out. So.
And, man, was that important.
Oh. At the time, the most important.
I'll tell you, I used to get in a lot of trouble, too. And this is in these, the 10 to 14-year-old age, getting done with school. I might have walked to the neighborhood school or the bus dropped me off. I used to get in a lot of trouble, and I think a lot of boys did. I'm walking home, the bus dropped me off, 4 blocks in the neighborhood, but 4 blocks away.
Sure.
You've just slaved through a day of school, man. That's brutal, right? And I knew, and if I had $1 for every time my mom or grandmother told me, Harry, going out and playing after school is fine. Take off your school clothes. Change your clothes. Yeah, my mom, at the beginning of a school year, we'd scrape together some money and go buy like 5 pair of pants.
Sure.
Right? A pair of, back then, dungarees. You ever heard of that?
I have.
Yeah. Well, maybe 2 dungarees and 3 different colored corduroys.
Sure.
But those were your school pants. And they needed to last the whole year.
Can't ruin them.
But, man, you're walking home, and you're 2 blocks from the house, and damned if a football game hasn't broken out at one of your buddies' front yards.
For some reason.
How are you going to walk by that?
There's nothing you can do.
And you don't walk by it. A good hour goes by, you say, I better go get on home now. Both knees are filthy dirty, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Of course, then you go in quickly and change and think, let me throw these in the hamper. Nobody will know. Nobody will notice.
No, they will not be able to sniff this one out.
My mom got home from her job. Grandma knocked me out, of course.
Sure, absolutely.
After dinner, all right, I'm good. About 7 o'clock probably. Mom, Terry!
You're done.
She's got the pants in her hand, right? And,
I have no idea what happened.
So, Mom, it was game 3 of our weekly.
It's game 3.
We were about to sweep them, Mom.
Game 3 is pivotal. Can't lose game 3. You got to understand.
Can't lose game 3, Mom.
I'll tell you the wildest thing not the wildest, but the stupidest thing we did was like in middle school. Now, I want to remind you, it's like 7 in the morning in this story. And I think about what I do at 7 in the morning now.
Okay.
Can't function without coffee, right?
Okay.
But in middle school, 7 in the morning, before the bus picked us up, we would play a full game of football in the street at 7 in the morning.
Yes.
And then,
good and sweaty while you get on the bus.
As sweaty as you could possibly be, on the bus, 6 hours of school, it was the worst. But there we were at 7 in the morning playing football. It was the dumbest.
I mean, your day's starting and you're soaking wet, sweaty.
Yes.
Right?
You just immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Florida. Yeah, obviously in Florida.
Yeah.
In August, September, for no reason, playing football at 7 in the morning.
One more thing before we take a break about the school kids and all. Here's another thing that was understood. It was. I don't think it was a law. I don't think
might have been.
It might. It was an understood law. You'd go to your bus stop in the morning, and if it was cold days, and this would never happen now because I don't think kids go to bus stops. They either somehow the bus honk, or they get dropped off by the. But you remember the old days, bus stop, man. There'd be 12, 15 kids at the bus stop,
for
right?
sure. Ours had that.
And it was pretty much understood. Man, this would never happen now, though. If it was cold, if the bus stop was kind of near in front of a house, again, that had no kids, it was you could kind of walk to into their carport and kind of hang if it's sprinkling or kind of
Yeah,
ugly.
yeah.
And it was kind of understood. Nowadays,
It wouldn't go well.
no.
Yeah, no, you're right about that for sure. There was a house right there that if it was raining.
It was just kind of understood. You
we
could
were
go
under
into
that.
there and
Yep.
and hang out. Did you guys, when you got a little bit older, did you ever? This was dangerous as hell. I can recall starting fires to stay warm.
We did not start any fires.
Waiting on the bus. Now, this may be an age thing because now this is when you were maybe 13, 14, right?
Okay.
And you had the wherewithal to figure out, hey, does anybody bring a match? But this ties back. You go to the bus stop, it's colder than hell, right? Colder than hell, you're going to wait sometime 15, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. This was way back when, guess what was sitting on driveways? And this had to piss people. Newspapers. What are newspapers made out of?
Okay, yeah, you could light that thing up.
You could
Pretty
light
quick.
that thing up.
That's interesting.
Yes.
I never thought of that.
Think about that. There were the morning paper was on a lot. And as I got older, before newspapers went out of fashion, as an adult, man, I loved my paper. And if my paper wasn't delivered,
It's a problem.
I was mad and calling. And I think about all the papers we burnt.
So this was a routine activity.
Yeah, when it got cold, and
Okay.
it would always happen too when you've seen the movie The Breakfast Club, right?
Oh, yeah.
It would always happen on the few days that who was the tough guy in the movie? Nelson,
yeah.
Judd Nelson's
Nelson.
character. When the Judd Nelson character decided to go to school that day, if it was that cold, he would have a lighter.
Yeah.
So you needed a Judd Nelson guy, but he would have matches or a lighter.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, there's another part of this for us. Like, and this is definitely an age thing. When I went to high school, not as much at the end of middle school, I do remember it, but definitely in high school, we got like, I don't want to make it sound like I went to school in a war zone here, but they checked us every day.
What?
I'm dead serious. For weapons.
Holy cow.
Yeah, Palmetto High School was an interesting spot. Not the greatest location, let's call it. And
Is that Miami?
No, not that
Miami,
Palmetto.
Palmetto.
There is two, but
Yeah.
I went to the Palmetto in Bradenton area.
God
And,
almighty.
yeah,
If they're checking the students going into Braden and Palmetto, they must make you strip search going into
Possibly.
Miami.
Possibly, but yeah, no, it was not a game at Palmetto High School. They checked us often.
Another age thing, and this is not good. I'm not proud of this. I never did it, but I'm so old. If you were on the bus or even in school, occasionally one of the kids, and they do it to kind of show off. Psst, hey, Casey, he'd have a knife. And that was just wild. And you could get thrown out of school, but.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think he just did it for but you have a kid every once in a while, psst, hey. And he just flashed the knife, Ooh.
Interesting.
And then, of course, all over the school.
So-and-so has
And then all of a sudden, about right after lunch, he gets called down.
You gotta go, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go.
See, that would never happen at Palmetto High. They would have found it at 6 a.m.
Wow. Did anything bad happen, or
Yes.
were they just preemptive?
Well, not to that.
Were they just preemptive?
It was the start of that time, but also like
Jesus, Casey, who are you?
Palmetto High had some violence things. We had somebody pull the knife on the principal.
Yeah, not good.
And yeah, there were a few instances that made it probably somewhat a good thing that they were checking what was going on.
All right, last thing, we'll take a break. Hoping to hear from Brent Beaird here in the final 30 minutes. Not that I was actually nervous, but okay, I was nervous.
Okay.
This time of year, I do some work at the arena, part-time here and there, and the last couple of weeks, I really didn't do any of these, but the last couple of weeks were high school graduations.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have like 2 a day of the big schools, and of course, and I've been messing around down there for about 3 years. When I've got some time, I'll go down and work. I'm going to work tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'm going to do
Sharks
all day setup for that game.
Okay.
I won't work the game. I'm going to do.
Well, you can watch it on the app if you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Action Sports Sharks 24/7.
But this is the 3rd year in a row that I've been down there, and of course, one of the high schools, the local high schools get to graduate kind of for free. It's a county building, and county school. So of course, Edward H. White Senior High School, of which the Commanders is where I went. I've always been just a tinge nervous when the Fighting Commanders are down there, because I just kind of feel like at some point somebody's going to tap me on the shoulder. One of those principal, administrative kind of people.
Sure.
Excuse me. Yeah, how you doing? Your name's not Terry Norvelle. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. You must know me from, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could go that.
But I'm always worried.
You didn't bring back your library book.
Well, not quite. We were checking, and you're about a credit short.
Yeah, that could happen.
I'm always worried about that.
Yeah, no, I think that's reasonable. I see. My thing is with the library book, because like, could you imagine what your late fees would be today?
Oh my God!
At Ed White, you'd buy him a new school.
Oh my God!
You'd owe him $16 million.
You remember the Seinfeld episode about the library book with Bookman?
Bookman, yeah, it's a good.
That scene,
a good one,
is one of the funniest scenes I think in sitcom history. That guy
in Jerry's apartment.
Yeah, in Jerry's apartment, and that guy that played that, and I've heard Seinfeld reference that and said that was many takes. Seinfeld couldn't keep it together. Yeah, this guy was so deadpan. Oh, let me tell you something, funny boy. You think libraries aren't most important place?
That's right.
Hey, Joey boy. Hey, funny man. Great scene. All right, let's take a break. Who knows if Brent Beaird's around? We want to get him on.
He'll be around when we come back.
Final 30 minutes, we'll get Brent on. We've got a lot to talk about, college, and a lot going on with softball and baseball. Quickly, as we break, North Carolina destroyed Arizona in super regional action, 18-2. Louisville really walking the dog on Miami right now. Louisville leading the Canes 8-1, top of the sixth. Those are the only two active games. Florida State tonight at 6 p.m. against Oregon State. Coming back with Brent Beaird on the other side.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because When I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
So I had a parent meeting year 2 and told the parents, look, I know there's 15 of us. There'll be more that will come. The younger ones will come up and they'll be fine. And, we'll win state championships. And when I tell you they laughed at me to the point of tears, I'm not exaggerating.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page.
All right, back we are. As promised, Brent Beaird joining us here for the final 30 minutes. Some end-of-week wrap-up stuff. Brent, how you doing, my friend? I love the blue shirt, man. Looks great on you.
Well, thank you.
Looks great on
you. I appreciate that very much. There are a couple things I wanted to catch up on here.
Yeah.
Former Tennessee head coach Derek Dooley is contemplating whether to run for the U.S. Senate. Vince Dooley's son, as you remember.
In Georgia or Tennessee?
I guess Tennessee head coach. That would be, I think it would be in Georgia.
Yeah, I guess Georgia. Obviously, he coached in Tennessee, but his family roots are in Georgia. So, well, there you go. Good for him.
Well, and also a couple things related to the college football playoff. One is they've kind of extended their deal.
Yeah, I heard about that.
With TNT. So, they've got too many platforms, ESPN does. You think they'd be able to use all that. But if you want to get some extra money, that will be one way in order to do it. Yeah, 26 through 28 is what they're looking at. The other thing, and I'm kind of chuckling with this, and I'm wondering if you'd have the same reaction to this that I would. And this is from Ross Dellinger. In other college football playoff news, the organization is hiring a director of football relations.
The hell's that mean?
According to the position, the director of football relations, more of a liaison role between the CFP and the conferences, NFL and the football officials. Now, Terry, aren't we? And I'm being honest here. I mean, Terry, aren't we trying to get rid of people and use the committee less?
Yeah.
Instead of hiring more of them?
Yeah. Interesting way to look at that. Brent, let's do some housekeeping. We don't have to stay on these topics, but they came through, and I don't think we covered a whole lot. Number one, the Judge Claudia has moved the deadline.
Yes.
And that's understandable. This is a big there are a lot of I's and a lot of T's that need to be crossed. So the big house court situation, that's been moved into July, correct?
It's the end of June.
Oh, end of June.
It's like the 27th. Now, Brandon Marcello did a lot of the legwork with this, and he deserves credit for it. But the reality is, they're guessing why she did this, or she's delayed it. And what they came up with is what she may be trying to do is to make, if this makes sense, is to make it appeal proof. In other words, to write the document. So can we use a word so tight?
Yes.
That it may cause a lot less because look, I don't care what she comes up with, somebody's going to not like it.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And I think her, smart woman. You can't become a judge without being smart. Why not take the extra time on the front end and button it up pretty good, then let it drag on with appeals
Absolutely.
So court decision delays are nothing new. I'm fine with that. It needs to happen soon, but I'm fine with a few more weeks. And
I mean, look, the reality is this is the 6th, and 14 days it's going to be the 20th. So I mean, we're only 3 weeks away. So I'm with you. That's fine.
All right, I want to bring up, and you've got some stuff we want to get to as well, but going back to your notes, you did a great job including the finances regarding the Florida-Georgia game, 2 years on the road, and then the Florida-Georgia game coming back to Jacksonville in the beautiful stadium that we're going to build here. I loved your notes, and I just wanted to revisit this. I don't think you and I have talked about it, but your notes speak to how freaking valuable the Florida-Georgia game is to Jacksonville. And Casey and I broke this down pretty good yesterday. It might have been, or the day before. Obviously, the game is in Jacksonville this year. Okay? 2025 is in Jacksonville.
Right.
2026, it has to be moved. It will be played in Atlanta in their beautiful stadium. 2027, the Jacksonville home game, the Florida home game will be played in Tampa, right? Be played in an NFL stadium, so it'll be played in 2 NFL stadiums,
right?
And then it comes back 2028. Well, how about this? And you know it because you sent the notes, but I want you to come. Here's how valuable that game is to the city of Jacksonville, and Jacksonville knows this. The power brokers know this. During 26 and 27. The game will not be played in Jacksonville. The city is still going to hand Florida and Georgia $1.5 million both years. And Brent, that is basically, if you break it down, that's kind of kiss on the cheek saying, listen, don't go flirting around with anybody.
Absolutely.
Right? Because think about it. The Florida power brokers and the Georgia power brokers are going to all be together and working for a year for the game in Atlanta. They're all going to be together working, talking to all those Atlanta officials. They're going to do the same with Tampa. Don't you think for a second that Atlanta and Tampa wouldn't like to snag some of that game?
Well, there's no question.
How about Jacksonville? And I agree with Jacksonville. They're giving a $3 million a year for 2 years to just say, hey, here's a kiss on the cheek. Don't forget about us, boys.
Yeah. Well, the thing that really gets your attention is when they come back.
I was going to that next. I was absolutely going to that.
Well, I tell you what, I'll let you go to that, and then I'll respond to it.
I was going to say, Brent, when it comes back to Jacksonville has already guaranteed each school for one game. Here's Jacksonville. Okay, guys. When you come back, we're guaranteeing you $10 million each year one and $10.5 the second time they sign another. I mean, those are astronomical numbers, and I don't blame Jacksonville for doing it.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I think it's a bargain.
Absolutely.
I really do. I absolutely think it's a bargain. You and I talked months ago when all this was still being figured out, that they needed to overpay for this game in order to keep it. And that would be an exorbitant fund. Now look, what Terry's talking about here is, for our viewers, is getting $10 million for one game.
Isn't that amazing?
It is an amazing amount of money. But Terry, here's the reality is, okay, they're going to pay both schools a combined $20 million. Now, in your business acumen, and we're just guessing here, Terry, if you're paying $20 million to both schools and you're going to make, okay, let's be probably conservative here. If you're going to make $100 million to $150 million off that game in this area, I'm not being facetious here.
Absolutely worth it.
To me, that's a drop in the bucket, is it not?
Absolutely worth it. And, people throw the term on your tax roll. I mean, think about, again, it's been documented, more than just a regular season game in Gainesville, Tallahassee, Athens, Tuscaloosa. Florida, Georgia, you have a huge number of people that come into the city.
Yes.
And they're not stepping foot in the stadium. But they're in the stadium. They're in Duval County. So yes, your number of 100 million is, I don't think that's hyperbole. I think that's pretty
right.
Yeah. And you do what you can to keep that.
Well, and look, to your point, there are people in RV City who basically the whole week that they're there, they really don't venture outside. Maybe 100 yards from their RV the whole week.
But that RV stocked up with food and drink.
Absolutely, it is.
Yes, it is something. Brent, a couple other topics, and if you have some, I want to jump on as well. A couple of really neat articles I've read the last couple of days, and good seasoned writers. I think this one was from Ralph Russo. I think it was from The Athletic, and I'm like you, I like to give credit when I can. Interesting. It's just I'm gonna throw it the generality. There was an article and it said, okay, SEC and Big Ten, you have accomplished, you've strong-armed, you now have control of college sports, and I totally agree with that, and I'm totally happy with that. But the article kind of said, SEC, Big Ten, you've done it. You've got control of college sports / college football. Now what? And I love that because you and I both know the SEC and the Big Ten banding together and getting control. They didn't do that just for an extra $5 million per team. No. You know what? I think what he was saying was, and I think it's a little premature for the two conferences to come out and say it, but Sankey and Petitti, they have to know that the time is right now. It may be 5 years from now before it gets rolling. Right. The time is right now for the two super leagues.
Yes.
Now what, SEC? Comment on that if anything sparks your interest there, Brent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely it does. And obviously you've got two formats out there right now.
Yeah.
You've got this 4-4, 2-2-1, and then you've got this 11-5 or 5-11. And they're trying to decide which one to do. I think Sankey and Petitti have thrown both those out there, and they're holding their finger up to kind of see which way the wind is blowing. And they're getting their feedback with both of those. But they look, this is legitimate. Well, we could do a whole show on why those two conferences are where they are, but suffice to say, I mean, they had the most draft picks, they had the most money, they had the most attendance, and the biggest thing of all is they have the most television eyeballs.
Yeah.
That's the reason that they are who they are, and they can throw their weight around a little bit right now. And look, frankly, Terry, if I'm reading between the tea leaves right now, they may be throwing their weight around a little bit behind the scenes in order to get this thing done. You just can't discuss and argue about this for only so long before you got to make a decision, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, but I hope within, and it may be within 5 years, I hope earlier, I want to start hearing a groundswell, and it's going to take years to put this all together. I want to hear a groundswell starting, led by the SEC and led by the Big Ten, because they're the big boys and they're going to be doing it. It's time for a super league, one super league in two divisions, if you know what I mean. And I think that was the overall. Okay, big boys. Now what? You didn't do this just to squeeze out a few more $1 million from ESPN. Anyway, I hope that starts, and I think it slowly will. I want to get out a piece of information. And, I mean, this is involving Oregon, but a player that was in the SEC. And I don't know if you gave me this note. If you did, I want to give credit. Man, I hated to hear the news today. Evan Stewart, a really good football player. He went to Texas A&M. He was a 5-star. He's been a great doobie in the SEC. He transferred went with Dan Lanning to Oregon. Great player. Man, did you hear the news? Blew out his knee earlier in the week, and his season may be in jeopardy. I hated to hear that for this kid.
Well, I'm sure the good doc that you have on Wednesday could tell us this, but I mean, Terry, listen, if that's an ACL, I mean, I know we've got technology today that would be amazing, but I mean, there's no, I mean, you're talking about June. I mean, Terry, there's no way in the world.
No.
Now, let's think about this. If he had surgery today, could he be back? Could he be back in January if they're in the playoffs? Is that possible?
Man, 7 months. That maybe. It was just a shame. I mean, this guy obviously no Gator ties, no Seminole, no Bulldog, but man, such a good player. Was out of Texas A&M by way of Oregon. I hated to hear that. Brent, I saw something today that piqued my interest, and a lot of people did question when Dan Mullen left the TV booth and he took the UNLV job. UNLV, next to no football tradition or history. Really good article I read today, and I might understand why Dan Mullen took it. Supposedly UNLV, they've got a real aggressive athletic director. Mm-hmm. He wants to win. Supposedly UNLV wants to win at football. And I didn't realize this. UNLV the last 2 years, they've nearly won the conference that they're in with Boise State. Yeah. I didn't know this. Last year, this past playoff season, UNLV was 1 win over Boise. They would have been in the playoff.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, there seems to be a lot of tea leaves that say this UNLV job might be a sleeping job.
You know why he went there, Terry? It is so that timing is everything in life. It's easier for him to get guys through the portal and NIL than it is for him to exert the effort to go out and recruit high school seniors.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. Now, a spinoff of this, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer for Gator football, but it sounds like UNLV is going to be good again this year. Yeah. They are picked, and keep in mind, the group of 5 gets 1.
They do.
They get one in the big tournament, the big football tournament. Mm-hmm. Everything that I read from this article, they're supposed to be really good again. How would this sit with Gator Nation if UNLV and Dan Mullen make the playoff before the University of Florida and Billy Napier?
Yeah.
Ooh, that would leave a mark, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yes, it would, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes. Now, real quick.
Go ahead. Anything you've got.
The article you sent me today on collective bargaining, but I'm telling you, you and I've talked about this for how long now?
Yep.
You and I both know that's the only real way this
really is.
Is going to have any kind of guardrails, right?
It really is. And Casey and I dove into that yesterday. And, Danny White, for people who don't know, there's an article. Yes. Danny White, the current AD at Tennessee, he pretty much spelled it out. He goes, the only way college sports / football is going to survive and have some organization, got to have collective bargaining. And remember, Danny White's the brother of Mike White, former Gator, current Georgia basketball coach. Their father, this is a family. Their adult life is tied into high level college athletics.
Yes.
Didn't you? And I love the part that he referenced. Hey, maybe they won't be able to go full employees and then a full union. But did you see where he pointed out the Screen Actors Guild? I never thought we'd bring in the Screen Actors Guild.
Really?
They are contractors, and it works for them.
Yeah. Terry, the article even referenced the taxi drivers in New York City.
Taxi drivers, and they have a because the word is college football, because of cost, the ADs and presidents, they don't want the players to be employees. Yeah. If they become employees, you're carrying workman's comp, insurance, probably retirement you got to pay for. And remember, when you're an employee and you get insurance, generally you are going to ask for your family to be insured as well. These guys, a lot of them have kids, right?
Yeah.
So that's why the schools don't want them employees. Well, maybe a way around that is to do what the Screen Actors Guild has done. And they deal with every state because every state has different laws. They are independent contractors.
Yeah.
But they can still have a formed, not union, but union group to represent them.
Right. And did you also notice that what really caught my attention was Danny White was talking to the university president.
Yes.
In Tennessee, and he agreed with him.
Yes.
When you actually get a president now, Terry, what you and I have always put here as a caveat is if you can sign a collective bargaining agreement, your rear end can also be fired. Correct?
Yeah, I agree. I think so. Yeah.
And right now, part of the problem with these players, that they're not afraid of anybody, are they?
No. But when structure's in place, it will be so much better. And it's coming. Yeah. It's coming.
And Terry, if we've got that in place, don't you think that cuts down on some of these guys going to 4 or 5 different schools?
Oh, absolutely it will. Absolutely. Again, we're in a guinea pig period. It's going to get better. I keep telling people, just hang in there. The NFL didn't have their free agency worked out day one. It took decades. Major League Baseball didn't have it day one. It took decades. Brent, good stuff. Real quick, Brent, baseball, Florida State first pitch tonight at 6. Miami's getting worked pretty good. Top of the 7th. Louisville leads Miami game 1, 8-1. And North Carolina playing good baseball. They roughed up Arizona 18-2. Softball tonight, Brent. It's going to be a fun one.
I tell you one thing, it really will. That thing's tied 1-1, so it'd be fascinating to see who wins. And by
National
the way,
title.
But by the way, you're going to get a nap before that Auburn game starts tonight about 9:17.
You know what? I've gotten to where those 9 o'clock games, and we're out of here in 20 seconds. Those 9 o'clock games, I watch them in stages after I go to bed. I wake up, and wake up. Brent, you're out of here. Have a great weekend. We'll talk Monday.
Okay, brother. Take care.
That's our buddy Brent Beaird, always doing a great job. That'll wrap it up for today and this week. Hope you enjoyed it. I know we enjoyed bringing it to you. For the gang here on the Young and Norvelle Show, I'm Terry Norvelle. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
So I had a parent meeting year 2 and told the parents, look, I know there's 15 of us. There'll be more that will come. The younger ones will come up and they'll be fine. And, we'll win state championships. And when I tell you they laughed at me to the point of tears, I'm not exaggerating.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action